people ask themselves, well, how is it like to actually be an only child? You guys, this lady here happened to be an only child.
I discovered I'm the only child and I'll be the only child when I finished high school.
You are yourself, you and yourself.
There was a guy who was eyeing me, and I remember he came and told me, you know what, my mother said, if you are trying to date that girl or if you are dating that girl, then you need to bring it to an end, cause hiyo boma watu wanazanga mtoto mmoja mmoja. There are things that you will just want to call your sister and cry and tell them, and even when things become so hard, you'll wish to run to your sister's house, to your brother's house, and all these things. So you have no one to vent to.
Keep it Power Talk, and remember to hit the red button. Yes, and of course like, share widely. Hi guys, how have you been doing? Me personally, I'm doing well, and today definitely you guys know whenever we have a good guest, we must do another one. Light did a banger last week, and thank you so much for lighting up this place. Light hey iyo enyewe zime I know, right? Mosho wanyeri angekuwa amekuwa ulimi kweli kweli. So guys, thank you so much for joining us always. Today we just want to do something that I know people ask themselves, well, how is it like to actually be an only child? You guys, you know, us in African culture, we are used to big families. In fact, it's only as cultures are beginning to embrace the fact that we can have smaller families or even no families at all, that we are now not in so many, not existing in big families. But guys, this lady here happened to be, this lady here happened to be an only child. Hey, Light.
Yeah.
Ebu tell us the experience of being an only child. Kutoka huko mwanzo, when did you discover you are yourself, you and yourself?
Yeah, and I and myself.
Yes.
So being an only child hasn't been easy. Okay, it has a fair share of being good and being bad and being in between. But I discovered I'm the only child and I'll be the only child when I finished high school.
So the whole other time you were expecting somebody
I
else.
was expecting like mom will cheza like her, will have another sibling, even though I'll be so much older than them. You get? But now I came in to realize that no, it's not going to happen. I have to live with the fact that I'll be the only child. And yeah.
So do you live with your mother alone?
Okay, right now I'm married, so yeah, no, but even before, I never used to live with her. I lived with my grandmother a better part of my life. I only came to live with her maybe when I was after high school, that period when you're waiting to join campus. That's when we really interacted, like we created a bond sort of a thing. But all along, no, I stayed with my grandma.
So with your grandma still you were alone there?
Yeah, I was alone there. Unfortunately or fortunately, it happens that even my grandmother has only one child.
So you have broken the cycle. Because Light is a mother of 2 children.
Yeah, I'm a mother of 2 now, 2 beautiful girls, and it took quite some prayer. I took that being an only child so personal to me, and because now you see, when you're coming from a family or from a culture that believes in having many children, because you know, being an only child, for my mother to be an only child, she had to go through a lot. Of course, the society putting a picture like, why is this family having only one child, only one child? It was the talk of the show in the back in the village. And even to some point, there was a guy who was eyeing me, and I remember he came and told me, you know what, my mother said, if you are trying to date that girl or if you are dating that girl, then you need to bring it to an end, cause hiyo boma watu wanazanga mtoto mmoja mmoja. And that relationship ended like that.
Just like that. And where is he now? Does he know you have 2 children?
He knows, and he's married, I think, with 1 child. Yeah, he's married. But even people there, they still have something to say even now. They're saying, kuna watoto wawili but wote ni wasichana. Wote ni wasichana. So there's just that whole stigma of being an only child, and also having girls. They believe in having boys, like kukuwa na kijana ndio kusema, but nonetheless that doesn't scare me, because at the end of the day, it's God who plans, it's God who gives, and it's God who allows things to happen.
So did you ever feel lonely? That is the biggest that's the elephant in the room. Like tunataka kujua mtu alikuwa asikia aje, because one thing people actually make sure they have more children is to avoid this other one being lonely. Most of the time it's not even for any other reason. They're like, this child will be very lonely, so they need a playmate. So did you ever actually feel lonely?
Yes, I did. I felt lonely because my grandparents were strict, first of all, so hakukuwa nakwenda kwa neighbors. Hatukuwa tunaenda kwa neighbors, and I used to play most often alone, and the only time I could go outside is when we are going for church activities, Sunday school. I was very loud. Hey! Pale church pale mbele, with those verses and all those things. So those are the only times that I really had to interact with other people other than going to school. But soon after, at class 4, I think I went to boarding school. And from class 4 to form 4, I was in a boarding school.
Same here.
Really?
Yeah, I also went to boarding school in class 4.
Was it easy?
Me, I wanted to go to boarding school.
Okay, me, so I was forced to go to boarding school. Yeah.
So me personally, it was a personal choice, and then circumstantial at some point. But to be honest, I would not advocate for boarding schools at a young age. If possible, in fact, allow them to school around you as long as they can, and even up to high school. I don't think it's a big thing. They can just school unless there is a disciplinary issue that you really need them confined somewhere. But hey, boarding school, Z. Yeah. So now, even when you're going out play with your friends, did you have that opportunity to probably go out despite your parents' strictness?
I did once in a while. They could allow me to go to camps, they could allow me to go to those church activities, but not per se going to play in someone else's compound with other kids. No. But I was quite a social person, and I'm still a social person, very social person. So that really made me, I think being an only child made me grow up at an early age, because I used to interact more with older people than kids. So you could find people saying, na huyu mtu anaongeanga kama mtu mzima. So ilifanya nika grow up.
You were basically around older people most of the time.
So I could talk like big people. I could interact with kids like a big person. It made me mature.
Did you ever try to tell your mom, I want a sibling?
Yes.
And then?
It's hard a conversation to have with a millennial. Are they millennials? Yeah.
Some are Gen X, some are millennials. I think.
Yeah, so it was a hard conversation to have with her, but I think she wished to, but it didn't happen. And of course, now as an adult, I can't crucify her. I know these things happens, and it can happen to anyone. So, yeah. I think for her, she's okay having me, and I think I don't know, she understands that it comes with challenges, and it's not something that she can openly discuss with me, and
And she never wanted to have any other child.
I think she did to have, yeah.
Oh.
Just that it didn't work out.
So now, what are some of those challenges you're trying to mention here of being an only child, apart from feeling like you're alone? Able tell us things that really only childs go through.
First of all, as an only child, you have no one to run to or to vent to that is not your parent. Remember, we always don't tell our parents everything. There are things that you will just want to call your sister and cry and tell them, and even when things become so hard, you'll wish to run to your sister's house, to your brother's house, and all these things. So you have no one to vent to apart from your parents, and even and actually it's hard. I feel that it's really hard for us to make friends.
Oh. Yeah, because I'm surprised you are actually social. Most of the people have been trained to be in their space, and because that has been the normal, now even when I come outside here, I love my space. I want to be in my space. Me, I'm even surprised you are very social.
Are you an only child? No. Okay. So me, I think maybe God, but I find it so hard to share my personal problems with friends or with people. But that again is from a place of being disappointed by friends. So most of the time you find me wishing, I wish I could have a sibling who I can talk to, who cannot judge me, or maybe I know also having a sibling is not it's kind of so rosy and all these things. I know siblings quarrel. I know there are siblings who can never sit down and talk and all these things.
In fact, nowadays they say family is more toxic
than yes. So but sometimes I wish I wish ningekuwa na sis sasa, ningekuwa nimemcall, nimekaa hapa kwangu, nimeboeka, nenda kwake, tunapiga story, or we could do activities together, or our kids could do activities together and all these things.
You know, the good thing about family is they are the ones who can take you back at your lowest. That is the only security I can say family has, because family can be one of the hardest dynamics. But most of the time, you know, people out here can be your friends, but the day you get to your rock bottom, the only people who can carry your shambles, your issues, is family, because a friend cannot house you if you are chronically ill. That is something only family can do. Remember, even them, they have their burdens. So it's so, unless the kind of friendship you have is just, I don't know, it's rare. But most of the time, it's only family who can now come in such circumstances. Despite how the relationship is, they have no way out. It's their obligation. So I do get where family is, as opposed to even having friends. There is that role that family plays. But to be the fun of being a nini.
The fun of being an only child. The fun of being an only child is that I think it makes parenting for parents easier, because now they don't have to divide attention to, I have this sibling, I have this child here, I have this child. I have all attention to myself. I feel like if I want something done, it's easier, because now my mom will sit down and think, if I don't do it for her, I will do it for her, and she's the only one I have. I think that is my favorite part, because now and the attention.
The attention. And you don't have any competition. You don't have any comparison. It is you and it is you.
Absolutely none. And there's those kind of families that where parents compare siblings, like this sibling is doing so well, this other one is not doing so well. Sasa mimi niko peke yangu. Kakienda vizuri, which we pray it goes well with us, because you know, at the end of the day, we pray life works out for us, you know. So I feel like there's no that I don't get to be compared with any other person.
Wow. But would you advise someone to actually put their child in that situation? Because you have the pros, you have the cons. From your own experience, because we are not saying it's the standard, but you have been in that situation. Would you advise someone to do that?
No, I wouldn't. I would advise someone to, if God allows you, have as many kids as you can parent, as you can raise, because now having kids is not an issue. Raising them is the actual thing.
True.
Yes, bringing them to a point where they can stand on their own feet is something else. So have kids. It's good. For me, I realized like mine is kind of a generational thing. So I had to really pray. I remember telling God, hey God, I don't want to have one kid. I want to have many kids. And now again, I was traumatized and having stigma of people saying our family only has one kid. So I really wanted to break that circle. And I remember my second pregnancy wasn't planned. I'd prayed and told God I need another child, but I think God aliketi mahali akacheka akasema huyu anasema nataka mtoto mwingine na plan, let me just plan her.
Let me just
let me help her do it. So I wouldn't advise anyone to have one child. Just let those children have siblings, have more than one kid, and so that even when you are not there, they can guard each other, they can protect each other, they can be there for each other. So it's not something I can advise anyone. If circumstances lead you to that, well and good, but if you are able to get more,
Please do.
Yeah, but do it responsibly, because you have to raise them kids right.
Now we have talked about motherhood. Able tell us your motherhood experience. How is this thing? How do you find it? How are things, especially now you're trying to juggle being a businesswoman and also a mother of 2 daughters? Able to ambie, how is this?
Motherhood has been a journey. I can say it is a journey that makes you vulnerable. It's a journey that can make you more lenient. It can humble you, in short. Motherhood can humble you.
Character development.
Yeah, it's been 6 years of mothering my biggest daughter, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy actually instilling godly ways in them. I enjoy being around them. But juggling it with business has been quite a journey, because you find I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I leave the house at 5. I come at 7 and 8, so we barely see each other, but it's for a short while, because I believe I'm building something sustainable, something that will allow me to have more time with them. But as it is, it's just like that. I try to spend as much time with them in the week, during the weekends mostly. But they are amazing.
How do you find that, especially now that you're not able to interact with them during the day, and now you only have the weekends with them? How do you manage
I deal with a lot of guilt. I deal with a lot of guilt, because for every mother, they would wish to be close and spend more time with their kids. You know, you just want to see them thriving. You want to see what milestones they're achieving and all these things. But sometimes also you have to fend for them. You have to provide food. You have to give them the best education you can. They have to be wearing nice clothes and all these things kids want. So I also have to work. So I try and strike a balance between work and having time with them, and mostly I give them my weekends.
If you were to choose today, what would you do? You, like, despite all the circumstantial things, what would you want to do as light in terms of being there for your children, or rather in terms of mothering and business? What would you want?
Wow, I want to mother them. I really want to be close to them. I really want to learn these little human beings, like what is their personality, what is their interest as early as now, because you start noticing a few things about a child, and that's what shapes up to what they become in the near future. But if you are never close to them, ni ngumu kujua.
Have you found yourself in a place where you've actually missed something you needed to have known?
Yes, like right now, my daughter has a favorite saying. She says, "Ananibo," the youngest, and she has not even gotten to 2 years. I'm like, "Wow, huyu alisikilia wapi Ananibo?" Where did she get this one from? And I'm like, "Wow."
So anyone, just a random.
And her sister can take the remote, and you will hear her say, "Mom, Ananibo." I'm like, "Hey, come slowly, slowly. When did you learn this? When did you start saying, come here? Where did you start saying these things? When did you start having that? When did you discover that you can dance?" Like the youngest likes to dance. She likes music and all these things. So unapata nashtukia tu zime happen. I can't tell when she started getting the interest.
I think the heart of every mother is just we are wired to be with our children. The same way men are wired to work. A man can literally, feel, especially men who know themselves anyway. Not just busy kuna hawa wanataka kufidiwa, but men who know where they need to be. Putting them away from work can really drain them, because that is their sole purpose. They were brought on earth to work. Now us, I wonder where we strike the balance, but deep down women just want to nurture their children. I wish our system, especially in Kenya, could be like those in developed countries where they allow mothers to work at the comfort of
their homes.
And apart from that their jobs are free. You can go with your kids if they're very young. There's a daycare right there at work that you can keep checking up on them as often. That means proximity is there. I mean, that would change even our nation, because children would be molded directly by their parents, and we will stop having these things we are seeing, because by the time we get to Gen Alpha, mi sijui kutakuwa aje.
Tutaona ile kitu.
Because now tunaenda, Gen Zs have been raised by parents who are working and unavailable, so they have coined their path, and that is why they are here now disturbing us and saying, okay, not quite disturbing, but they are just trying to also find their life as actively as they have from when they were young, because sisi tumezoea wazazi wetu wanaenda kazi, tunakaa hapa na nannies, and then so we have to fight for our own lives.
So you find kids nowadays, they want to find their place forcefully, because now you're never there. So when you're there, they want to maximize. Now when they want to maximize, you're also tired, and sometimes that's what you find children growing with trauma, because when now they need you are tired, and how you respond when you're tired could be hurtful to them, and you don't know,
and the fact that you're definitely not meeting their needs as
exactly. So it's quite a challenge. I think Mungu hapa angetuhurumia kidogo, si ndio?
Oh Lord,
agawie wanaume.
I wish ingekuwa unazaa first born, second born anazaliwa na
and have to go through the whole process of not sleeping at night and just feeding that baby.
But I think it's just something, especially, nowadays we can't tell. Maybe some people are parenting alone. But if you're in a system where you're parenting together, if you strike a balance of understanding that season, that especially the initial stages, okay, uko mbele you can give them, because even they don't want to be you to be around them all the time. But in 0 to 3, 0 to 5, if people can support their homestead and allow one parent to be at least more available, that homestead is going to be a bit more stable compared to although sasa saizi na hii economy, hata ukiachwa hapo ukikosa tu pesa inabidi uende
stress.
So you do have the option sometimes.
We keep running after, you keep on thinking, what next? What do I do to have more? What do I do to keep them in school? We are always on the go, but as mothers, I think we are blessed, and God gave us the capacity to handle different things at the same time, and it's a blessing to even a privilege to carry them and to bring them. It's like ni kama Mungu amekupea hiyo privilege kumbebea life. So we do it gracefully.
What has been one of the biggest challenges you faced as a mother?
Wow, one of the biggest challenges I've faced as a mother,
ni mingi.
Ni mob, but one of them being those moments where you wonder where your child has picked a character from. You wonder whether it's school, you wonder whether it's within your home, you wonder because you are barely there. And that's one of the things that sometimes makes me beat myself. And I'm trying to really tell God to guide those human beings to be in the right space at the right time, doing the right thing, Nonetheless, other things is, I think when they are very young, not sleeping at night, that's one of the challenging moments I've ever had. But otherwise, they have come along good.
Wow, you can never exhaust the topic of motherhood. Definitely all the time. I don't know, that is one of the biggest blessings people underestimate. The fact that you can hold life, that life is so precious. That love is so special. You can't compare that love to any other thing. Like, there are so many forms of connections you have with people, but the love you have with your child. So I keep on saying, I know nowadays people don't want to have children, but at least jaribu tu pata tu moja usikie tu how it
venye kunaendanga.
That love
another
is
challenge, I think, is having to catch up with nanny issues.
Hiyo ni
Today you have
episode
a good
ingine.
nanny, tomorrow they are another. You have to change. Now your baby is confused.
I know.
Kunaenda aje huku?
Yeah.
Now your baby again has to get used to this new one. Before you know it, they are gone.
They are gone.
You have to get another one. I think that is quite a challenge for many mothers and many parents.
That one, hebu tunakuja kuongelelea nannies. Because nannies, those ones, they can do you the real thing. But we thank God, the far we've come. At the end of the day, I think God just keeps us together.
Yeah.
This life is basically God's ordained life, and eventually He always gives us a way out. So thank you so much, Lights.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure to have you here.
I'm humbled.
Me, I keep on saying we have come a long way.
Yeah.
And I know that God is taking us even to better heights.
Yeah.
Otherwise, guys, thank you for always being a part of this community. And we hope that we are doing what it takes to feed you with the best, and not just the best, to have you with the best experiences with such great-minded people. Otherwise, keep it Power Talk, and remember to hit the red button. Yes. And of course, like, share widely. Otherwise, ciao.